Alright, what is up everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games, come at you with another cool video. We're back again in Willow Valley. This is our low budget park that we started with. Again, we started with very low funds, but you can see we have a nice little park heading towards us, and we have our first really big major investment we've been working on the last few episodes, which is a mini B&M dive coaster, which I have to say, after loading this up, I'm actually really starting to really like this coaster a lot, and I really want to do it good, because like I'm happy with how the custom supports actually turned out. I actually think they turned out really nice, since we did custom support most of the ride. I just like, if we get to the pathway next to it looking really spicy and pretty nice, I think it's gonna look really good. Or we have just like a generic station, nothing too crazy going on in here for the most parts of the ride. But I have to say, I might actually put this on the workshop at some point, but we'll see. We'll have to see. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see this particular ride in the the workshop, so you guys can download it for yourself and maybe use it in your parks. I think it just, I don't know, something about the layout. It's a very simple and short, small layout, but I absolutely think it turned out fantastic. So anyways, we need to figure out what we're going to do next. So basically, we got to create our paths here. We do have to do a nice little custom queue line. Do we want to continue with this texture, or do we want to do some other texture? I might go with maybe something like this, and then we're going to go with a... we're going to change the width here too, because we're going to have like a small thing. I might actually do a... we might actually do a priority pass as well to make another form of money. And we're going to do a nice interactive queue line here that's going to kind of wrap around some of the ride. I think it'd be kind of fun to do overall, so we're gonna do just that. You can see we have a nice little bit of queue here. It's gonna have a nice long queue line as well, different sections. So we'll have this section over here of the ride that's gonna have that queue line, and we're gonna do a bit more. Yeah, let's go ahead and do another section here. We're gonna it's gonna be kind of in a way separated by sections. So we'll have like that main switchback there. We'll also have this switchback, which will come back around here. And look at that, now we're on this side. Very fancy. And then the final section will be right here. I think this is where we're going to put the main entrance of the ride, kind of right here, and we'll have like a cool entry sign. That's kind of what I want to do, I think. So I think we might go with that. So what we're going to do here... do we want to do any more switchbacks when it comes to that? This is going to be a smaller park, so there needs to be a decent amount of switchbacks, but we don't want to go... we're not going to do too much more than that. So I think we're actually going to go ahead and get the entrance kind of connected now. So now we're going to go ahead and enable our priority pass with this ride. If I can remember where that is, because I don't use too many of them, but let's go ahead and do the entrance of the priority pass, which will go right here, and then the exit, which will go right here, right before you go onto the stairway. Right there. That's perfect. All right, and then we're just going to have to connect the priority pass together. I don't know if this will line up. As long as it lines up pretty close, yeah, that'll be fine. All right. So now we're going to have to do some railings, some custom railings of some sorts, which I like to do for my queue lines. So let's go ahead and get that started and figure out what we're going to do. I kind of want to, should I do a wooden fence, or should we do just like your normal regular fence, queue fence? Let's go with the regular queue fence for now. And create a nice queue line fence. Let's make sure that is angled with that properly. And we can use our person here to kind of get an idea of how tall we want the fence. Probably around a little bit above the waistline. Kind of right there is what I'm thinking. All right, so that's our height that we're gonna look towards here. And then we'll place that down. And then next we'll go ahead and we'll do 3 of them here. Just like that. All right. Go ahead and make this a queue, scenery group. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. And we'll go ahead and get our fences started. We can go ahead and select quite a few at the same time to kind of speed up the process. Once you get these started, they're pretty fast once you get the queue line going. Actually, and look at that. That actually lined up pretty nicely. First, put you right there. And get the next section going on this side. We're also probably going to do a path cover as well. So keep that in mind. We'll go ahead and do this. Of course. Yeah, I think I had another one selected. That's why it went weird on us. All right. So we'll go ahead and get this fencing in here. If I can line it up, I gotta line it up properly. Push it just slightly that way. Be good enough. We'll go ahead and just delete these. And then we can go ahead and select, let's go to right here. So we can get this railing here. Like so. So I think the inner railing, we're going to use this, but I think we're going to use something different for the outer railing. I think that would actually be very, very nice. So like for the outside railing, we're going to do something a little bit bigger because you're inside the ride perimeter. So we do kind of maybe want to do like a bigger perimeter fence for the outside part of the queue because the queue kind of lies inside the ride perimeter. So we want to make sure that we take care of that properly. You know, so, all right. This queue fence can probably just go all the way down here. Yeah. Line that up there. So that's lined up properly. We know what we're doing, right? All these are lining up very, very nicely, by the way. Like, these are... It's making it easy on me. This one can stay in here. This is just a little support structure, so nothing to really worry about there. We're gonna go about there. We just gotta get all our queue line fencing in. This is gonna look great. I'm spending a lot of time on how this ride is gonna look. Since I have the funds now, and now we're really earning money. When we left off, I remember I didn't have a mechanic. And that was an issue we ran into. And I think I saved after we added the mechanic. So everything started closing because the rides actually started breaking down. I did make the breakdown rate not as high as the default. Because I think the default breakdown rate is a little bit too high overall, so we did make an adjustment on that at one point, so. Okay, so we should get these inner railings fairly quickly. Again, I didn't put too much queue. Like, I think this is a reasonable amount for the size of park that this is. This ride is definitely going to be the most popular in the park, I think, but you know, but it's still not gonna get like crazy attendance. Who knows? This might make our attendance a lot crazier. Might actually get some really good attendance off of this. Maybe, just maybe. We're gonna go off there. Let's go ahead and get this section in here. And again, we're gonna do an outer fence. That will be good for us. There we go. All right, so the inside portion come together quite nicely. We might be able to do this portion and this portion with the regular queue, but we'll see. I probably should start on the outside fence. Let's see what fences we have. I think there are some like safety fences, like, yeah, something like along these lines that are much taller because they're gonna be keeping you out of the perimeter of the ride. We could just do queue line fencing and then just put this on both sides, but I think it'd be just kind of interesting to do both. But, well, do that one. But I think, now that I'm looking at it, maybe we should just stick to the queue line for now. Fencing. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Yeah, that one's not lined up as good as well, so let's that one lined up well enough. Let's just go ahead and do the whole thing, and then we can do the safety fence outside of this fence, or that will go around the ride. And then when we're done, we can, we'll add some spots where, make it look like the queue can be open and closed in some spots. Always like adding that little detail to make just to add some realism to our queue. Make it look like there's sections that can be open and closed. Because if you know how queue lines work, on slower days they'll have a smaller queue open. On busier days, they'll open up the extension queues, the overflow queues to accommodate more people. So all this queue line is here and available if needed. If it's like super busy. Some rides only use their extended queue, super big extended queues, probably once in their opening season and then never use them again. I'm sure that's happened sometimes. Okay, we'll connect that with that. All right. Gonna turn that around. Gosh dang it. Messing up. Okay. Well, gonna get this queue line in. That's gonna be our priority pass. Or as the general public like to call it, the fast pass entrance. Oh, I messed up. I deselected the wrong one. Durr. Okay. gonna go one by one here. I know we can do multiple, but forget to turn angle snap on. Otherwise, things can get a little bit bleh. We don't want things to go bleh. We only go off grid when we're getting to this one because it is a little bit wider here. Okay. Where are we looking at? How much we got left now? Okay, so we got all of this already. We just got to do a little bit over here. All right, let's get the priority pass all situated here. Gosh dang it. Now, one of the things I always dread doing is definitely the priority pass and such. I do dread these quite a bit sometimes. Because it's just a very repetitive, not the funnest thing to build. Are these like little priority passes? Or not passes, just queue lines. I don't know why I'm saying priority pass. Priority pass doesn't matter. I'm just talking about queues in general. Because it's just a lot of building fences and repeat over and over until your fencing's done. Now, I could just use the endgame fence. I always could do that, but we're classier than that. We want to make a statement. Honestly, I'm surprised there aren't any... what Planet Coaster should have is some fencing that looks like this for queue lines. It really should have fencing that look like this. I'm actually kind of surprised they don't. Because it is like your generic queue line fencing that you see like everywhere that's not like a theme park. Or a ride that's not like heavily themed, because rides that have heavily themed might have some different looking queue lines, but I think we're almost done. I think this is about the end here. All right. Sometimes it does not want to drag over sometimes. Okay, I think our queue line's fully, at least the main part is. All of those are looking good. And then for this, I might redo this, maybe. I might actually delete that piece and stay a little bit more uniform here. Might actually just go like this, line us up with the and just kind of line us up with the sloped section here, because I don't want that rounded, so we're probably gonna do some like like cover, queue line cover for that, and then I'll just put some stuff over here to kind of fill the area up, fill everything up. We do have some, probably have some shorter pieces we can use. For instance, for this, because I'm gonna need smaller pieces for that. So we're gonna go here, rotate this, and select the small queue line piece. And just kind of line them up here. Ba-boom. All right. All is good. All is well. All right. Now, if we want to, we can do a concrete path cover. I use these a lot, honestly. See, they're recolorable. And they just look pretty nice overall, so. Which we're gonna recolor ours to have a little bit of a tannish color, I think. And when you overlap them, there really isn't like any fighting textures, which is also nice with these. That's something else that I like with these covers, is that they don't really have any fighting textures when you overlap them, which is a win. Definitely a big win for us. There we go. And this whole process should be pretty simple. We'll use a skinnier piece for these, for this section. All right, we should be able to go back to bigger pieces here. Almost there. See, every time I do these, I am kind of like, oh, it won't take me that long. I'm almost done with this ride. And then I realize, like, oh, I do still have quite a bit to do. Like, you know, I still got to add lighting and probably some few queue covers. There's a lot more goes into it than you expect sometimes, because you're like, oh yeah, I need to have more. There's more in here to do than I remember, than I was expecting. There we go. Queue line covered there. Unless, of course, we do want to go in here and cover that, or we can actually do like a transition here from this queue to that queue. Queue to queue. I'm just trying something. We'll see how this looks. Need a tiny piece though. I like to put, anytime I transition pathways, I kind of like to do this. Flawless transition. All right, so that's a queue line. We have queues. All right, we are under toolkit items, so I might put some different covers here. This is the largest one. Could go squares, but all right, I'll make sure this is even with our queues, or the queue line, so. That. We are still in here, so we can actually use these on the corners. does it sit on this corner? And these are just gonna be like support beams that go to the other side, that connect with the other side. See if we can easily rotate it, because I believe this should be a perfect square, right? All right, so now that we have this queue cover ready to go, we can copy it. It's all a matter of where do we want to put them like next to each other? Put them right next to each other right there. Gosh dang it. I should probably put one off to the side here so I can select it very easily. Alright, so what I should do is see where this sits and then see if I can fit another one in there, or we can go like right here. Heck, right over here would even be nice too, actually. That doesn't really line up with that one, so the furthest we could go is around right here. Then we can put this one evenly in the middle here, and then I'm going to change this color to a dark gray so it kind of matches the aesthetic of the ride. And I don't know if another one will fit over here, but we're gonna see where we can maybe fit one more. Right there and there, and then maybe right here. I just kind of want it to line up with our rails, which that does, so this one's also going to be gray. Cool, so there's a little bit of shade in the queue line here, but then we can also we can add some little queue line fans here. For any of like the uncovered spots. Love it. That one just kind of angled downwards. Gosh, that's gonna be try and be awkward on us, but we're gonna counter it. All right, we're gonna put another one over here so our little so our worker over here gets some air as well. See, we're thinking about the staff as well. Okay, get rid of that one. We're up to $18,000. Jeez, we haven't even opened this ride and we are gaining a lot of money at the moment, so. Have I already won this series? Maybe I have. But look at this ride. It's looking massive. Pretty impressive. All right, so we have some steps, some stairs here we need to figure out. We're gonna go to the lime plaster here. Make sure we have this color ready to go. That way we can be ready for anything. Change the color here. If I change the size, can I perfectly align this, or is it gonna be kind of a butt? It's gonna be a little bit of butt, but that's all right. We can just do this, split from building, and place it exactly where we want it. And we can always keep going until we're satisfied, so. Okay, so we're gonna have to go right about there. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see how good we can go. See, since it's a smaller path, it's a little bit more on the difficult side to account for. Since it is a little bit on the smaller side, it does make it harder to form these around, because obviously we see this bottom one, we can probably just do that. Well, except for that one, because it's a little bit too big. All right, we might be able to utilize this half piece if we play our cards right. There we go. And just sometimes has a fit with fighting textures, which we might have to just live with on that one. Unfortunately. Don't want to have to, but we don't have too much of an option there. Okay, so we're gonna do something a little bit different for here. We're just gonna go like that, I think. Trying to see if maybe I can fix this. We're gonna try and fix this. Will it work? Probably not, but maybe it will, so it's worth trying. These are also going to act as our pieces that are going to go right here, like this. Oh, that one is taller. Did not realize that was taller. Shoot. Come on. it so hard to select stuff? Because I'm near pathways, that's why. Anytime you're near pathways, it becomes really difficult, for no particular reason, to select stuff. Just for the sake of being difficult, I think. Just because it wants to be. This is gonna be a little bit of an interesting structure. Because, you know, why not? Let's not be boring now. Let's make things more interesting. Okay, we can use that for over here. And we can easily create a corner piece that kind of binds these things together. Kind of like that. Yeah, that's going to be difficult, but we might be able to use the half piece here to our advantage, because the bottom part will be hidden underground if I use it here. Precisely. Okay. Thinking outside the box. Okay, now we got to figure out this spot. Can I utilize the half piece here? I can. All right, perfect. It was finicky and difficult, but we figured something out for that, so that's good. we got that in there. We did it. All right. So I got most of this. We got the yucky part done. Almost. Like we're almost done with the stuff I don't like working on. Which is always the fun part, right? Queue lines. That's always the fun part. All the queue lines. All right, that's actually not looking too bad here. Just this in the corner, give it that little bit extra character. And see, that adds a little bit of a, I guess you could call it a theming element, I don't know. A bit of theming. Let's see what the queue line senior rating is. It should be nothing less than 100, all right. That's what I was expecting. All right, looking good. Take a drink. And we need to figure out a fence for the surrounding area. Which obviously we got to do a safety fence anyways. One of these guys. So we can create. I think we're going to give it a bit of a base as well. So we'll do that alongside. That. And then we'll go in here and just do like these guys. That way it kind of creates that little bit of a curb piece that you can have here. Try and move that around so it doesn't have fighting textures along with it. Oh yeah, I gotta make it a scenery group. Okay. Thinking about maybe doing it on top too, just to give it a unique kind of look to it. Nothing, no like rhyme or reason why I do that, why I'm gonna do it like that, but just so it looks a little different. This is our intimidating perimeter fence that we're gonna have. I could probably open the ride now. Maybe I should wait for year 4. Year 4 is our year for this ride. Not that I'm really keeping track of that in this, because this is not like a story park like I've done in the past. It's just kind of like, let's just play, basically. Let's just play the game. And we can open it up when we get to that point. Okay. Almost got to the exit ramp. Which I don't know what we do there. Anyways, we made it this far, so that's something, right? Let's put 2 straight pieces together, so maybe we can speed this up a little bit. Maybe we do something like this. Now we're flying. We're cooking around. We're cooking now. Flying, cooking, whatever you want to call it. So we're right up against the perimeter here, so we gotta get a perimeter fence around the ride. All the way around here. The good thing is the ride is basically ready to open, so that's the good news. It's already prepped up and ready to go. Know what I'm saying? We're just gonna move it right along. With no delays. You can see we're at $22,000. I can't imagine how much money we'll make when we do open this ride. My guess is probably quite a lot. But we have successfully, I think we've successfully made it to where money's gonna be pretty easy to come by at this point. It's really just getting started. Once you get going, it can be pretty easy. So, but it's really the start that makes it a little bit difficult. That's our main thing. Just the start of it. Whoops. Oops. Hate it when I accidentally do the wrong piece. Bum bum. I thought about doing something just to have some extra interaction with the path. So like we'll have the fence cut this way, and then we're gonna make everything a little bit artsy. Not arts, but we're gonna make everything, we're gonna utilize our supports to interact with the pathing a little bit. Because why not? It's dark now. We're almost into September now. How much does each of these cost? $40 per fence. Okay, just wondering. But I want to go in and kind of separate this with our queue line a little bit. So next, we're gonna go this way. That way, if you're in the queue line, even if you climb over that fence, you will have this perimeter fence to worry about as well. We're gonna have perimeter, kind of like perimeter sections. Like this section's gonna be the lift hill and the first Immelman. Keeps it clear of that area. The fence is gonna cut this way. Where does it end up? Right there. All right. Next section is what we're basically doing here. Is we're gonna fence out the queue line, basically. So we'll go here. I'm even like thinking about going as far as making like a cool like service road too. I think that'd be cool. That goes around the perimeter a little bit. So like when they're checking the track and stuff, they can just drive around and stuff. All that fun stuff. Alright, so our queue line is now fenced off from the rest of the world. Almost. We actually could add more going right here. Around the lift area and such. It's going to be a little bit complicated of a system. Kind of. Not really complicated, but you can see this is the queue line area, so. So now, it's kind of a little thing here where we're going to go in, and we're just going to mess with the terrain a little bit, like some terra painting. Just kind of blend in some colors and this was recently under construction, so we're going to reflect that a little bit. But they're going to have parts where they attempted to kind of grass it in a little bit. So you're going to see a lot of blending and coloration in here. I'm going to add some leaves because the next part is we're going to be adding some foliage and stuff like that because we need to make the ride look a little bit better by adding some nature. Okay. So some trees and such like that. Just start adding some trees and foliage, you know. Because we want everything to kind of look a little nicer. It doesn't have to be a ton. I say that, but you know how I always end up going. You always go a little crazy with it, but you can't go too crazy with all this, so. Here's the oak trees. These are the ones that really fill everything up. These guys right here. All right. Do some smaller trees just a little bit inside of the area. Yeah, already looking really, really nice. Really, really nice dive coaster. I'm pretty impressed with it, though. I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's looking pretty nice for a little mini dive coaster of some sorts. We're getting close to... We should be able to open the ride pretty soon. What about the name? Something to do with maybe like fire or something. I don't know, I'm getting like fire vibes. Really like this element. I think that element turned out pretty cool. I don't know. I really like this. I'm raving over it a little more than I probably should, but it's still awesome. I don't know. It just looks like a Firebird to me, and you know, just because of the when you do like a dive coaster, that's a very common name. Let's go with something like Fire or something like that, But anyways, this is a perfect opportunity. Must be under scenery, that's right. It is, okay. I have enough space for something like this, maybe. Bum 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 ba da dum bum. Alright, we're gonna just use some like framework here. Then maybe art shapes. See what kind of letters we have to work with here. F I R E B I R and D. I found will look good. Go back to our scenery. Because we can create a little bit more here. We're gonna basically copy these. We're gonna go with the red. And just create a little bit more depth with our lettering here. Basically, some outline. The thing where it doesn't want to do its thing. Yeah, we're just gonna keep adding some more depth to this, so just lots of like different layers and such like that. That's what I like doing with signs. If you want to create a good sign, just lots of layers and just a lot of content, I guess you could say. So like we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna add some fire. I don't know. Let's go to actually buildings. I think there is some wall signs like under misc signs maybe where we can actually see some like flames or something we can use. Something along the lines of this. Firebird. And actually you can use this as an advertising destination for the ride. So it actually will work. For that, now if I go over here, concrete, or after this autosave, of course, because there's always an autosave. Ah. Concrete circle. Oh, I see. Wonder how well this would work if I did it like right here and then just went like around. Not very good. How big would this one be? This one would be pretty small. I say that, but it'll probably end up being too big. Very cool though, like I didn't know this was a thing at first until now. It gives us a big old circle. We have circles. Where are we at on here? So we might need to add a quick dispatch interval time. You can always try like, let's just start with 45 seconds and see how that goes. I just need to space out the trains a little bit. For realism purposes, you know. That's what we need to do. We have a whole lot of space here to work with to create more possibilities with the park, so. Basically, I want to avoid the trains dispatching as soon as the other one clears the lift hill. Because it doesn't give it enough time to get through the layout, so. Which, if it stops on the top, it affects our excitement rating and all that stuff, so. We would like to avoid that if possible. You know, if possible. Alright, let's go. See if we can add a test seat maybe here. Bum 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 ba da dum ba dum bum ba dum bum. It is a very catchy tune. We don't need it. Obviously, that till. But we're gonna go here and here. And I'm gonna try and rotate this to where it's covering up both of those pieces. At least the front. We at least want the front covered. Then we can go with a height stick. Right here. Safety sign. That lets you know this ride is extreme. And just kind of like our final little touches here. Really just want letters if I can get them. So we can try and put them on this sign right here. And if we go here, we'll have an entrance sign. there, and then if we go over to the exit, we'll have an exit sign. Okay, you can see that it is doing that dispatch interval now, so that's good. So maybe that'll give it enough space. If not, we can always extend it a little more as needed. As our train eclipses the lift hill. It's already past the first, so doesn't stop up there, so that's a good dispatch interval. But it will stay back behind here for a minute, which is one slight. One slight thing, but looking really nice, though. At least I think so. Okay, we're gonna do one more thing here before we open this thing. I still have to create some, like, lighting and stuff, but we can still get it open. Red. Our operators need to be wearing the right colors here. Anyways, we're gonna prep for the opening real quick here. Oh, I forgot to do the chains and such. We'll get that in there. Big deal. I don't have to worry about lighting too much. I haven't really worried about it too much in the park, but so yeah. It looks so cool though. It looks so good. I think we did a good job on it. I think so. What do you guys think? First big project in this park for sure. I have to update our entrance eventually. All right, get it open for year 4. What are we paying for? $10. I don't know what we can compare. It's $13 for that. $6 for that. If we can get $13 for this, what's the stats on it? 1340. Yeah, we can get at least, I think, 15. And what's our park entrance cost? Ticket price, $10. We can definitely bump that up to 15 by now. I think we can. I think we can push 1,000 guests at this point, for sure. We've already got our first person in there. They're saying it's cheap, so maybe we can go around $17. We're gonna make some money. Oh, they turned around. You don't have enough money. They didn't say it was expensive, they just said they don't have enough money. Another pocket successfully pickpocket. Oh gosh. See, they're saying it's cheap, so that's good. Look at all the people coming in. Are you guys thinking park entry is cheap? Looking forward to Day for ages. Big spender. Alright. We've got people lining up for Firebird here, and let's go ahead and change maximum waiting time. Let's not, we don't want to do much more than, actually it doesn't really matter. We're riding it though. We're riding it. Alright. And it's pretty much completed state. We'll always add on to stuff. I always end up doing more later on, but here we go. We got all the scenery and stuff. We've already ridden it before, but now we got everything, like custom supports and scenery and all that stuff done, so. More completed state. Again, I might still add some more stuff, but Immelman, that first Immelman turned out pretty good. And this cool element, I think it's more like a slanted dive loop, kind of. We got the 0G roll. And then just a nice little helix finale. Do a little bump. Pretty smooth, too. Oh gosh, those brakes don't slow it down very much at the end there. Yeah. Everyone's queuing up. I think it's funny, I do have Priority Pass, but I don't have anywhere that sells Priority Passes, so that's probably something we should add. So we need information, I guess you could say. Alright, let's edit the building. We're just going to stick with stucco here, since that's our entrance. Same as our entrance here. Give it a little roof. And add some details. I just realized, like, I added Priority Pass, but I didn't actually add anywhere where they could buy a Priority Pass. So maybe that's a little important. Slightly, you know? Ba-da-ba-da-da. Ba-da-dum-ba-da-dum-ba-dum. Information. Funny thing is, it's not really information. It's just that's literally all you have there is Priority Passes. So don't know why it's really called an information building, because it doesn't have like There's no, like, park map function in the game or anything like that, which is the funny part. So, I don't know. Put in some flowers. Maybe a small tree or so. There we have it. I have over 1,000 guests in the park now. We did it. That was our, that was the goal right there. How much money are we making? We are cash flow. Nice. Lots of money. Lots and lots of money. Even our shops and facilities are making thousands. Look at that. Let's see, have we sold many priority passes yet? Isn't worth that much for me, $10. That's all it costs, $10, and you can skip the line for Firebird, basically. Customers, it's just last month's customers, but I don't know how many we have so far. Not sure. Not entirely sure. Doesn't really share that information with us. So, but I think our next thing is going to be kind of just updating, and we could just do a lot more updating, especially around the drop tower. I definitely want to update this area a little bit, just get a little more spiffy, because it just needs some. It just kind of is an eyesore right here, I guess you could say. I know we just added it not long ago, but it is a little bit of an eyesore. In fact, I think we are going to change the colors of it. Kind of match a little bit of Firebird over there. At least a little bit. It's going to have that gray color. Nice. Man, those custom supports turned out really nice, though. I'm pretty happy with all those. Got that slanted dive loop is what I'm calling it. It's kind of like an overbank turn, basically, but that's what I'm going to call it. All right. Running 3 trains. Still got 4 seats left. There's actually not as many people getting in line for this ride as I thought there would be. If I'm going to be perfectly honest. Like, I mean, there's people getting in line, but not as many as I thought there would be. Let's take a look at the other rides. They have some pretty solid lines. Look at the merry-go-round. Look at that. Carousel's got a good line. All the rides have a pretty solid line. So they're staying busy. Look at the shops here. Chief Beef's busy. Gulpy's busy. We got our restrooms. Looney Balloons is busy. Everything's making money, so that's what we need. $496 on Looney Balloons last month. Look at that. $774. $423. Heck, even $77 on the restrooms. That's impressive. Then we got Hyper Jump. $798. $428. $313. $294. $530. Heck yeah, everything's making money. So that's great. Great news. We can probably afford a little bit more staff, too, if we wanted to. See, everyone's workload's a little high. We might actually add a new vendor. Just to kind of help with the workloads here. Just a little bit. We might add this to the work roster, too. Save work roster. Cool. Go to vendors here. New balloons. We're going to do you on shops as well. And we should be pretty much covered. We should be seeing a new month come in. Let's see how Firebird did. It made over $2,000. I didn't see that many people going in, but man, that's a lot of money on its first month. 5-star prestige rating and everything. Excellent. See all the stats here. Max speed of 62 miles per hour. Biggest drop is 123 feet. Track singer rating is, of course, high. Which is definitely good to see. Let's see if we did... Alright, so last month power information was negative $80. We'll see if it has a better month this month. I think we opened it a little bit later than everything else, so... I believe so, we only had 5 customers last month, so... But we'll see if that... we need to add more priority pass options, too, though. And then I think it would do a lot better if we actually had more rides that offered the priority pass. We might alter and add some priority passes to, like, some of the rides. Like, I could see us easily adding it to American Hops here just by going from here to here. But it's got a pretty small queue, so... Firebird, keeping up with its line. It's a walk-on, so... Which is definitely good for us. The line is staying down for the ride, so that's good. So yeah, everything is going really, really nicely for the park. As you can see, we're kind of slowly working our way around this way. We might eventually get the park kind of as a complete circle at some point. But we got our first big main attraction ride in the park, so that's a cool thing. We got 2 coasters now. One little small wood coaster, and now we have an incredible dive coaster. A little mini B&M dive here. Which is bringing in the crowds, bringing in the money as well, so... We're almost to $40,000, so it was a really good investment for us so far. That is for sure. So if we go over here, testing, live data, what is it? Finances. I feel like we're going to hit, the lifetime profit is going to go up. We're going to get all our money back within months, I think, so... So it costs $1,500 to run. Potential monthly income is over $4,000, so that's obviously where we want to be. But yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed the construction of this dive coaster. I think it turned out pretty good. We still have lots more to come, so we'll see what's next in store for this park. Who knows, maybe we could do some rapid growth in the future. Maybe there's a lot more to come. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Let me know in the comments section down below what ride you would like to see next in this park, because we might do it. You know, we could do another coaster. Maybe we'll just go crazy with coasters in this park. I don't know. And go for a lot of coasters. But I feel like the next attraction, we literally don't have to hold back. We can create like a mega coaster if we want. Maybe even a giga coaster. I don't know. But we'll see. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. So make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next episode. So thanks for being here with me. And I will catch you guys later. Thanks and goodbye.